Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to do a negative space exercise. And the purpose of this exercise is to create an interesting negative space shape between two objects. So I've chosen these mugs because I think they provide interesting negative spaces with the handle holes. And the next step is at what point in their relationship do they create the most interesting negative space? So here to me seems too close. Because once I start to draw this space, we're looking at this basically right here. This space in between the two. And my eye quickly figures out what's going on. Here, it's creating more balance because this opening is kind of matching this opening, which is similar to that. So your eye can see three areas that kind of dominate. And then also I'm noticing the space underneath the handles. How thick is that? How thick is the space above? And is this shape, this negative space shape, interesting? I like that spacing right about there. The first step is to draw a sketch, right? Get familiar with the shapes and the sizes of things, get loose, get your eye trained. And then the second step is to draw the negative spaces. So I'm going to start with inside of here. We're looking at the shape, right? Do not look at the object. Look at the proportions and angles of that shape space. Okay. Skipping over the handle. Right there. Looking at where negative space meets the edge of the object. Oh, that's tough. I don't really know what I'm seeing there, something like this. And I can choose, do I want to stop my shape at the table line? Or do I want to extend it around the mug more? And I think this time I'm just going to go ahead and stop at the table line just to create an interesting negative space shape, something like this. Going back to my handle, finish this up. And really, part of this goal is you deciding at what point have I created an interesting shape, and at what point have I given too much information, right? You don't want them to exactly figure out what you're drawing here, what the still life is. Really trying to gauge that right there. Looks like this lines up with that. So I'm a little off here. So here, oh, that will help here. I'll go from this corner up to here, and I can really see that outer edge more clearly in that relationship. You keep going back to those concepts of negative space shape. So here, jump up to there. Now I'm seeing that shape better. About that far. And then it has a curve. Stop right there. So this is what I'm trying to capture, the proportion here. I'm struggling with this inner shape. It just feels like the proportion isn't right. Like this handle needs to be a little bit longer. That's better. It's closer. Okay, so bam, bam. And then just for design purposes, I'm just going to cut this off here, and I have a little that line back there on the windowsill. But even if I didn't have that line, I think I would make a line just to connect that negative shape. So let me double check here. So yeah, I'm definitely getting closer. But the more I look at that negative space shape and compare it to what I did, the more you can be more accurate and see how close you are. Tiny bit shorter there. So from my point of view, that's pretty close. It's a little different than what I'm seeing on the video, but pretty close there. Okay, so that's the idea. And we can take it to the next level in the next video. So let's see here. Let me just look at that final product. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's what we're looking for.